afternoon and welcome to this edition of KTN Newsdesk. My name is Edith Kimani. This afternoon, the tussle between the teachers and government continues, and pupils who've been caught in the middle find their own devices. We have details for you.
Right, and my name is Bonnie Tunya. I'm glad you could make time for news as it happens, where we have you covered in 30 minutes. Also, we're giving you details about the Kisii bus accident that continue to claim the lives of pupils. Stay tuned.
Good afternoon. The Industrial Court will on Monday make a ruling in the contempt of court case facing the Kenya National Union of Teachers' top officials.
NAT Chairman Wilson Sosion and the Union Secretary General Mudzo Nzili this morning denied contempt of court charges. Through their lawyer Chacha Odera, NAT maintained that the ongoing teacher strike is legal. The Teacher Service Commission had moved to court seeking to have Sosion and Nzili jailed for contempt for failing to heed a directive by the Industrial Court to call off the teachers' strike, now in its fourth week. Well, the TSC also wants the teachers' union fined 20 million shillings, and its assets attached for failing to call off the strike. Industrial Court Judge Justice Lynette Ndolo this morning ordered that Sosion and Nzili appear before court on Monday for the delivery of the verdict in the case.
You know the event spirit, and I'm concluding on the issue of services. Attended to the NAT's offices.
Now, the teachers seem not to relent on their strike. Students from nomadic communities in Samburu County are now joining their parents in the cattle business. Well, just like most students across the country, they're idle and have taken to the markets to sell cattle in order to support their parents financially.
Marlal Market in Samburu town is full of idle pupils. 4 weeks of no learning has driven these children to the market to make some money by selling livestock. Some even carrying their books to the market. They say they are forced by their parents to chip in since they are not doing anything at home.
Tunateseka sana kwa sababu walimu wamegoma, tunataka tu walipwe ili tuendelee na masomo.
Walimu wamekataa kurudi shule. Na sisi tunachunga mambuzi ya wazazi wetu.
The strike continues to bite, and children countrywide have engaged in different activities to try and keep themselves occupied. Parents have expressed fear that their children may engage in dangerous activities due to the amount of time they have on their hands, and forcing them to help with the chores seems like the only option they have to keep them safe.
Tuko na watoto hapa hivi. Tunateseka sana hapa hivi. Na sisi hatuna pesa kupeleka watoto private. Na bei tena hapa imekuwa mbaya sana. Sisi tunaomba tu serikali wapatie walimu pesa alafu watoto waende shule.
However, not all children are doing some chores with their parents. Some have decided to go to school and learn on their own. But how long will they be able to keep this up? Najma Ismail, KTN.
Well, news just in is that the Teacher Service Commission has started receiving applications from unemployed teachers in various parts of the country. This comes after the TSC announced that jobless teachers would be sought to replace the striking teachers. Dozens of job seekers in counties like Kiambu and Mombasa had forwarded their resumes to the Commission. The TSC County Commissioners say the recruitment process is well on its way, and that they are expecting communication on their next move from the head office.
Yeah, so we're trying to deal with the one that is true. So you are the one. Don't do it.
I've been teaching in academies, and then yesterday I had the announcement on TV. That is why I came here. I was very early, by 7:50. I was here because I'm very expectant of the government to give us jobs.
I've been a teacher for the last 9 years from Moi Teachers Training College. I've been teaching in our academies and both the academies and public schools under the PTA. But now I'm very much hopeful to be employed by the government with at least to assist the Kenyan children to get to somewhere in life.
I'd like to be absorbed by the Teacher Service Commission, at least to get some salary from the volunteer now to a real working.
Away from matters of the teachers' strike to drivers of 2 school buses who have been arrested for overloading as police in Meru crack down on school bus drivers that are violating traffic rules by carrying excess passengers. Now, the 2 school buses were ferrying students from Maua to Embu for the regional ball game competitions when they were stopped by police officers. One school driver was carrying 60 passengers instead of, get this, 33. He was arraigned in court and fined 25,000 shillings. Imenti North OCPD Tom Boyer has warned schools against breaking traffic rules and has vowed to pursue the school principals who authorized these trips. The buses are reported to have had no inspection stickers, making the drivers culpable of driving unroadworthy vehicles. Meanwhile, 4 out of 56 survivors of the Kisii accident that claimed 15 lives are still admitted at the Kisii Level 5 hospital. One of these, a volleyball player, was seated behind the driver and claims to have heard a now deceased teacher cautioning him against reckless driving. The bus was ferrying students who were scheduled to participate in sporting events at a secondary school.
It is all still a live and sad memory of what happened in Kisii. We are not doing this as a reaction, but we are doing this because these are children we love and we have a duty as government officers to protect them.
Well, we're going back to Kisii, this time with positive news. A triple blessing for a mother who gave birth to a set of triplets at only 27 weeks in Gesus District Hospital, that is in Kisii. Now, the triplets who were born prematurely had breathing complications and were not able to be breastfed, forcing them to spend most of their first days fighting for their lives at the Kisii Level 5 hospital. The triplets are believed to be the most premature triplets ever to have survived in South Nyanza. Their mother, Lucy Kemunto, had already other 2 children called on all well-wishers to donate food and diapers in order to help raise the 3 new additions to the family.
The success of these babies is due to the cooperation of the mother. She was very cooperative while in nursery. Whatever she was told to do, she cooperated and she helped us bring up the babies. Okay, because she was cooperative, she became a lover of most of the staffs, and every time she came, at least we had students, and they also loved the babies. So anytime she could come, we could prepare our milk. While she fed one, we fed the other baby.
Kumba wanisaidie kwa sababu saa hii siwezi nikaenda hata nyumbani, sina kitu ya kuenda kuwapea kama maziwa hivi, hata nguo sina ya kuenda kuwavalisha.
On the one side, it's truly heartwarming to have triplets who look so cute, and on the other side, very heartbreaking.
Triple blessing.
Yeah, for the mother to say that she doesn't have the means. Well, that's that story. Let's move to Kisumu, where the governor, Jack Ranguma, has strongly defended his performance after 100 days in office as the first chief executive of the Lakeside County.
The former KRA technocrat has recently been on the receiving end of his county's budget that is perceived to have been extravagant. And now KTN's Fredo Mulo brings us the story.
Scarcely 3 months into his tenure, Ranguma has had a baptism of fire as the criticism that residents of the region usually spare for the national government is devolved down to him.
We have gotten on board a company from Australia to come and use the dry dock on Lake Victoria for the manufacture of ships. And that alone will create employment, a big one.
Being the chief executive of the only city in Western Kenya has brought high expectations with it, placing enormous pressure on the career financier.
We realize that the greatest impediment for investment in Kisumu is the issue of land. It is still a major problem, but we are doing what we call integrated development plan. I managed to influence UN Habitat, and we are working closely with them together with the government of Israel to make a comprehensive development plan for Kisumu.
The governor, who was speaking at a media workshop where editors put him to task, has lately been keen to distance himself from his profligate county assembly that is emerging as one of the most extravagant in the country. From Kisumu City, I am Fredo Mulo.
Let's now move to the Constitutional Implementation Commission, and it says that former President Mwai Kibaki is enjoying his retirement package illegally. CIC in its quarterly report claims the Presidential Retirement Benefits Amendment Act is unconstitutional, but the former president signed it into law, bypassing CIC's warning. The commission says the act violates the exclusive mandate of the Salaries and Remuneration Commission of setting and regularly reviewing the remuneration and benefits of all state officers. Under the Act, the President enjoys 25 million shilling send-off package for the 2 terms served, 560,000 shillings per month pension, 280,000 shillings entertainment allowance, all drawn from taxpayers' money. Recently, the National Assembly slashed the budget allocated to purchase former President Kibaki an office from 700 million to just 250 million shillings. Under the Presidential Retirement Benefits Act, the President also enjoys 2 housekeepers, 2 gardeners, a diplomatic passport, local travel, international travel allowance of up to 4 trips a year, not exceeding 2 weeks each, and access to the VIP lounge at all airports within Kenya. The Commission has written to the Attorney General and the Salaries and Remuneration Commission to ensure that the Act is not implemented in contravention of the Constitution. While signing to award himself his send-off package, the former president rejected to assent to the Retirement Benefits Deputy President and Designated State Officers Bill 2012. Boni Tunya.
Right, we continue with our countrywide tour, and this time we settle in Nyeri, where a 2-year-old child was burnt beyond recognition in Mukurweini, that is in Nyeri County, after the mother left them in the house unattended as she went to buy milk for breakfast. Now, the deceased William Nganga was left with his elder brother, 5 years old Jeffrey Muigai, as the mother went to fetch milk at a nearby Mweru shopping center. Upon return, she heard screams only to find her house on fire. Villagers who responded to the distress calls broke down the wooden door and managed to retrieve the 5-year-old boy, but the fierce fire made it difficult for them to rescue the 2-year-old. The mother said she had left a burning lamp that she suspects the children played with, causing the fire.
Nikaenda kuchukua maziwa, alafu nikarudi, alafu nikaenda Msadha kununua viazi na mchele, nikakuta moto ukiwaka, nikafungua mlango, mtoto mmoja akatoka, huyo mwingine amechomeka.
The members of the public managed to rescue one of the children who was left behind by their mother, by the name Geoffrey Muigai Karani. He's age about 5 years old, and nothing was salvaged from the house, and we are yet to establish the amount of the items which were damaged as a result of this fire.
Elsewhere, Bungoma County Governor Kenneth Lusaka has defended the priorities in his budget estimates, which have come under heavy criticism by a section of the country. Lusaka says the time given by the Transitional Authority was too minimal to enable his team finance in the county to prioritize on important projects to benefit residents of his county. That is why they had to rush and put in projects that may seem unfair and somewhat unreasonable in terms of fund allocations, basically in order not to miss out on funds that were being allocated by the Transitional Authority. The governor was speaking during a courtesy call by the Standard Group team in Bungoma County, where the Standard Group was asked to partner with the 47 counties across the country in order to tell county stories that will attract possible investors. Over the past few weeks, a debate over the manner in which 47 governors in the 47 counties had prioritized on funds allocation and spending triggered a sharp debate in and outside Parliament.
But that's no reason for people to give up, because you see, most of us came, there were no offices, no basic structures. Nobody has had the devolution. When you look at, for example, the budgeting that has been really highlighted, we had challenges in terms of capacity from the transition authority of the people who are making the budgets.
Fast and painless, Jamii Bora has opened applications to its 1 billion shilling corporate bond. The unlisted bond will mature in 5 years. Now, the bank has plans to be a middle-tier bank in the next 5 years and is seeking to raise 1 billion shillings with 5-year corporate bond. That will attract an annual interest of just about 13.3%, and it will be traded over the counter. The monies will then be used to show up the bank's capital base, and though some bond traders raised queries about Jamii Bora's decision not to rate the bond, the bank insists the decision was strategically undertaken.
Feature is that is a 50% principal guaranteed from Africa guarantee funds. In the unlikely event of a credit event, you are secured to the tune of 50% that you can actually call on. We debated along those lines whether we need to do a rating for this bond or a guarantee. And I must say that we actually found the guarantee much more better because it is enforceable as opposed to a rating which an independent house will give you, but they will not necessarily be there when you have a credit event. And so we feel much more comfortable with a guarantee, although we are also much more confident that will not happen.
Hino, which is Toyota Kenya's truck and bus division, has unveiled an integrated fleet solution product targeted at the truck and bus market in the country. The fleet solution is designed to efficiently manage fleet life cycles, promoting safety and minimizing operational cost. Now, the deal will allow members of this MOU to get chassis from Hino at a discounted price. Bodies of any configurated will be offered from Truck World, competitive insurance package from the AON, and Invesco financing, as well as leasing from Alios and Social Capital. Advanced tracking system from the Podco, tire management from Auto Express, while fuel and lubricants will be available from Total.
So if you are not a person now, we will go